Are you an online seller who's confused about all of the "you have to do it this way" advice that's out there? Today we're talking with Kara Buntin about her eShop Success program that explains all of the whys behind the scenes. Stick around to hear about one of the best ways to take your shop to the next level in this episode of The Jam. What is up? Welcome to The Jam. I am Gordon from Marmalead.
I'm Richie from Marmalead.
And today we have Kara Buntin with us, a very special guest. If you don't know Kara, she's got a YouTube channel, A Cake to Remember, and a popular Facebook group. You should totally check her out. We'll have links in the description down below. Thanks so much for joining us today, Kara.
Thank you for inviting me. I love to talk, so.
We love having you. You've been on The Jam with us before. We talk all the time. You're a great person, and we like you a lot.
Well, thank you very much. I like you guys too.
Before we get, so I'm just going to take a sip of my water here before we get.
Oh, that's an excellent cup. I don't know where you got that.
For people who don't know, Kara does have a separate side shop outside of Etsy where she sells these Walter merch, I believe she calls it.
It's a very long story. Yeah, he's kind of the group mascot. Yeah.
And I like what you did. The profits benefit animal shelters, right? I think that's fantastic.
That's at the bottom of my YouTube channel. You'll see that. All the Walter merch. I love to say merch. It's such a strange word.
But it's fun to say. And now you can say it because you have it.
Merch, merch, merch. I know.
But today we're not going to be talking about merch. We're going to be talking about her eShop Success course, which is opening today for the month of February. If you guys haven't gone through that course before, it's a fantastic overview of all things selling on Etsy and e-commerce in general. It started as an SEO thing, I know that, but she kind of realized that it goes so many more directions other than that, and it covers your bases completely. So if you're new to selling online, if you're looking to revamp your shop, you're going to want to stick around and hear about what she's put into this course.
It is, I've stopped referring to it as a course too. I call it a program because it's not like a class that you go through. It is Etsy focused, but it really is about online product sales marketing for people who work from home. If you are new to selling on Etsy, or even if you have a website, this will help. It has an entire Etsy section. It also has a whole section about how I use Marmalead.
One of my favorite things that you say about the course, that you teach them how to use the Etsy system to their advantage, because there is so much complaining about whatever system is out there, whatever system is being discussed. In this case, it's Etsy, instead of you understanding that system and then using it to your advantage. Like, hey, here's the system. You're not going to change the system, but what you can do is you can make the most of that system. And I love that.
Yeah. And I'm the kind of person who likes to figure things out. I don't like having someone say, do this, do this, do this, and you're done, because I want people to understand what's going on. And I want them to understand why they're doing something. And then if something does change in the Etsy system, which happens all the time,
of course,
then you can adapt to that because you can see what changed and how to use that to your advantage. And the program starts out the first month. Okay, it's open 3 times a year. There's a private Facebook group, and I do weekly workshops where I go like one topic per week for 12 weeks. And it pretty much covers everything in the program. Then I start over. So people come in, and so everybody's kind of on the same page as we're going through the program. So the first entire month is SEO. There's so much wrong out there, and people make SEO so hard. There really isn't a formula. And if you understand how SEO works, then you'll never have to worry about it again. I spend the first month, because it takes that long, for people to kind of get rid of everything that like the I have to do it this way out of their heads, because there's so much bad information about how Etsy SEO works. And when the people in the group see, like, they have that flash, that light bulb moment where they're like, oh, I get it. And then they never have to worry about figuring it out again. And that's what I love to see. I love to see the light bulb moments. And then after that, we go into the Etsy system, like marketing on Etsy. It's like selling off of Etsy, like how do you use social media and that kind of thing to drive traffic to Etsy or to your website or wherever you want to drive it. And then there's a whole section on customer service, income off of Etsy. I've got some bonus sections in there with that kind of stuff, and the stuff about Marmalead and that kind of thing. And if you want to go to eShopSuccess.com, there's a video there that kind of walks you through the program so you can see what's in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that people having that understanding of how things work behind the scenes and the why behind why you're doing certain things, and not just following a process blindly because you've memorized glamorize this process is really setting people up for success long term, because as you were saying, there's changes that happen on Etsy all the time. And if something changes, if you understand the why of how that area of Etsy is set up, you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to look at this change and be like, okay, well, this is what it's impacting and this is what it means to me and how it changes the things that I already understand about Etsy. Whereas if you're just subscribing to a process or a checklist that you're following and you don't know why you're doing the things that are on it, something changes and it's like, well, now I need a new checklist.
Yes.
What do I do?
And then when something else is proposed, you don't know if it's true or not because you don't know the why behind the thing you were following in the first place. So I think that's why it's so important to actually understand what it is you're believing.
And you can spend a lot of time doing things that just don't matter because someone says, oh, you need to do this. And this is something small, but a good example is the shop updates that Etsy gave us. For a while, they were on the home page. When someone logged into Etsy, they were right there, but they're not there anymore. Just little things like that can really help you out by not having you spend time on things that just don't matter.
Absolutely. Understanding what matters, that 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. I mean, it seems to apply to just about anything. Hey, maybe this activity works well for one person's shop, but if you don't understand the why it works for them and you just kind of blindly keep doing it for yours, but you don't know if it's working and you don't know why it's not working, it's not going to help. You might be in two completely different situations. Know that why. I want to take a moment to thank you for tuning in to the Jam by Marmalead. Marmalead helps guide you to keywords that real Etsy shoppers are using, so you can get more sales doing what you love. Check out Marmalead in the link in the description or at marmalead.com.
That's a really good point because what I do in my shop, I have 3 separate Etsy shops. One has been around, it's my main shop. I have over 36,000 sales in it. What I do in that shop is going to be very different from the things that I do in the shop. I started a vintage shop last year, and the things that I do in that shop are completely different than the things that I do in my main shop.
That's an awesome example because you are the same person with different shops doing different things in those different shops. But by traditional kind of one-size-fits-all advice, you would be doing the exact same thing in every shop like cookie cutter. But you're not, because that's not how it works.
That's right. It's not. And if you think of the 80-20 rule, I've been thinking about this and I've mentioned it a couple times in the group. If 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions, that means that you can get rid of 80% of the things that you do and really only affect a small number of your results. So if you think of it that way, then you can maybe start focusing on the things that are bringing you the results. There is no one size fits all on Etsy. And I hope that my eShop program kind of gets that point across to people and helps them figure out what they need to do for their shop in order to be successful and to actually make money. And that my goal is to help people get to where they want to be without thinking that they have to fit into a cookie cutter definition of what a business is. I want to help people out. The classes are my side gig. That's like my hobby. It's a weird hobby, I will admit, but my business is selling on Etsy. So like I said, if you can't afford the program, don't get it. Just save up and get it the next time it's open. And in the meantime, join my group because we talk about this stuff all the time, because we are a group of serious Etsy sellers who don't believe in conspiracy theories. That's one of the rules of my group. No conspiracy theories.
No tinfoil hats.
No tinfoil hats, or you just have to say tinfoil hat alert, and then I might come and delete your post. But I mean, really, the people in that group, it's one of the best Etsy groups that I've ever seen on Facebook because they don't just come on there and complain. They come on there for real answers and they really want to work their shops and improve.
That's awesome.
It brings up another good point about your program too. I think that people that are so used to buying courses, programs, videos online are used to, I make my purchase and now I have access to these however many 12 whatever videos, but I'm doing them on my own. And that's not the case with yours. If someone goes through this and they have questions, you're active, you're there, you're on your website answering people's questions all the time. It's not like they're going to purchase this course and then be left to go through it on their own. And if they have questions, like, well, it is what it is. You got the videos. And if you don't get them, then sorry, it's not how it's handled. It's a very hands-on and an engaging process to go through.
And I am there a lot, but if I'm not there to answer a question, you're going to get 20 excellent answers for anything that you ask in there because the people in that group are really smart and they've all gone through the process. They all have Etsy shops. They know what you're talking about. That to me is worth the price of the program by itself come on, join us in the public Facebook group and you can ask questions over there because a lot of people who are in there are also in the program.
Yeah, ask people if they've done the program and how it worked for them. As Kara mentioned, we'll have a link down in the description below. We're going to include one of our affiliate links for Kara's courses. And if you use our link, you're going to get an extra special Marmalead bonus when you sign up for her course. So definitely check that out. But if you follow that link and go through to the website that she has about the program, there's all kinds of feedback from other people that have been through this before. And so if you're not sure, if you're on the fence, or just want to read about what other people's experiences were, that's a great place to go and read some of the comments that are on there. Kara, thank you so much for joining us. We're excited about your course opening this month. Anyone who hasn't checked it out should totally check it out down in the link in the description below. Thanks again for being with us on The Jam, and we'll see you guys next time.